Those who have seen all of the Marvel movies know that the MCU will have a lot of work to do without Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, and Chris Evans will likely need to construct a new group of Avengers. Many new faces will join those ranks, including making their acting debut in a Disney Plus series. With over 24 films under its belt, the company has earned the confidence of many. The film The Black Widow is the studio's most recent release. Since its first release, it has been an enormous success. However, it is a film worth seeing. Watch it, and let me know what you think in the comments. Let's get started with today's video, where we'll look at the future Marvel Cinematic Universe films that have yet to be announced. Before we get into today's video, please subscribe to the channel and join this wonderful family. Remember to turn on the notification bell to receive future video updates. Also, please leave a like, comment, and don't enjoy it alone. Please share it with your friends. Without further ado, let's get started. The Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it began more than a decade ago, establishing a standard and interconnected canon complete with unique Marvel phases, tie-ins, and spectacular team-ups. These films have been released in various stages since the studio's inception, the most recent being Phase 4. Some examples of Stage 1 movies are Iron Man 2008, The Incredible Hulk 2008, Iron Man 2 2010, Thor 2011, Captain America The First Avenger 2011, The Avengers 2012, and the list goes on. For Phase 2, we have some movies like Iron Man 3 2013, Thor The Dark World 2013, Captain America The Winter Soldier 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy 2014, Avengers Age of Ultron 2015, and Ant-Man 2015. For Phase 3, we have movies like Captain America Civil War 2013, Doctor Strange 2016, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 2017, Spider-Man Homecoming 2017, Thor Ragnarok 2017, Black Panther 2018, Avengers Infinity War 2018, Ant-Man and the Wasp 2018, Captain Marvel 2019, Avengers Endgame 2019, and Spider-Man Far From Home in 2019. All of these films have made quite an impression on all of us. If you haven't seen them yet, I strongly advise you to do so. It's even better because all of the films in the fourth phase are yet to be released, and we'll be checking into them. Another point to consider is that all Marvel films are interconnected, so you'll need to watch prior movies to comprehend the ones that have yet to be released. Here's a look at some of the upcoming films and what they're all about. Number 1. What If? Disney Plus show, August 11th, 2021. The lowest stakes of them all may be found in What If, a Disney Plus animated series based on the same named comic. What If takes iconic Marvel characters and twists them to alter the storylines as we know them drastically. What if Steve Rogers refuses to take the super serum, and Peggy Carter, voiced by Hayley Atwell once more, obtains it for herself? Another episode will include the late Chadwick Boseman's voice acting as Star-Lord in a crazy situation that pits him against the Guardians of the Galaxy. The first season will consist of 10 episodes narrated by Uatu the Watcher, played by Jeffrey Wright of Westworld. As the list below reveals, the bulk of MCU characters will be voiced by their original actors. This indicates that Chadwick Boseman's return to voice T'Challa in at least one episode of What If is his final appearance. Marvel fans who were considering canceling their Disney Plus subscriptions for a few months might think twice. At Disney Towers, it's practically non-stop Marvel, and you wouldn't want to miss out, would you? Number 2. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, September 3rd, 2021. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which has been hinted as earlier Iron Man films, are less well known. Simu Liu, Kim's Convenience, Awkwafina, The Farewell, and Tony Leung, Hard Boiled, appear as Shang-Chi and Katie respectively in the film directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. The storyline of the film is straightforward. Martial artist Shang-Chi is forced to confront his past as the Ten Rings organization draws him in. And when we say the actual Mandarin, we're referring to the narrative strands from Iron Man 3, which was the last time the term Mandarin was spoken in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's difficult to figure out how this film connects to the others. It's unclear if the film will follow the turmoil of Loki's timeline. It's still uncertain whether it will have an impact on the film Loki as well. With only a few months to go, the only thing we can do is wait to learn everything there is to know about the film and what it has to offer. 3. The Eternals, November 5th, 2021. After the studio exposed us to some superhumans in the earlier movies and other stages, we all feel it would be smart to introduce additional superhumans. This is where the movie The Eternals comes into play. We're focusing on a group of proto-humans with superhuman talents that harvest cosmic energy this time. Eternals have been at odds with the Deviants, another celestial-created tribe, for generations, and thus lays the MCU connection. You might recall that Ego, Kurt Russell, Peter Quill's father, self-identified as a Celestial. This is the type of power we're up against. Let's avoid giving too much away about the plot so you can enjoy the film when it comes out. 4. Hawkeye. Disney Plus show, November 24th, 2021. Clint Barton Renner will train Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld, to be the next Hawkeye, announced at San Diego Comic-Con 2019. The series will follow Matt Fraction and David Aja as they battle the mafia gang known as Tracksuit Draculas. No, that's not a typo. Barton has infringed on some of their lands, and they are displeased. Oh, and Lucky the Pizza Dog will make an appearance. And I just found out that Barton will be arriving on Thanksgiving Day. This is how the film will fit in with ones that have already been released. In the Black Widow end credit scene, Val sent Yelena to kill Clint Barton. She believes Barton murdered Natasha and is unaware that her sister made the ultimate sacrifice for Barton's survival. You wouldn't miss this one. 5. Thor: Love and Thunder. May 6, 2022. For many, the film Thor was a sensation, and if you are one of those fans, there is excellent news for you. When this film was released in 2022, the series will continue. At first glance, the film appears to be a remake of the film What If, as Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, is cast as the new Thor, while Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson reprise their roles as Thor and Valkyrie. The Guardians of the Galaxy, including Chris Pratt and Dave Bautista, are also on the rise. Christian Bale is signed on to portray Gore the God Butcher and a monster enraged at the gods for failing to protect his family. 6. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, July 8, 2022. It was a question that lingered in our thoughts whether a continuation to Black Panther would be made. The previous one left a lasting impression on everyone involved, from the plot to the actors to the scenes. Following Chadwick Boseman's death, Wakanda Forever will not replace the character of T'Challa. Shuri, Letitia Wright, is rumored to be one of the front-runners for the role of the new Black Panther. We wouldn't be surprised if M'Baku Winston Duke claimed the championship as well. In terms of the film's villain, rumors dating back years claim that Namor the Submariner will play the role. That said, how will Wakanda's work building embassies go without T'Challa there to oversee them? The film may also feature Daniel Bruhl, now that Baron Helmut Zero is in Wakanda custody. 7. The Marvels, November 11th, 2022. In this one, Carol Danvers, Nick Fury's, and Talos' futures will be considerably more discussed. They won't be alone though. The WandaVision finale hinted that Monica Rambeau, Teyonah Parris, would be returning to space to see her mother's companion. Miss Marvel will also appear in Captain Marvel 2, where she will meet her hero. There isn't much information on the film now, but we may make a video about it when more information becomes available. 8. Deadpool 3. To be announced, possibly July 28, 2023. Yes, Deadpool 3 is a Marvel film with an R rating. Yes, the same foul-mouthed Deadpool played by Ryan Reynolds will appear in the same MCU that gave us plucky little Steve Rogers. The only snag? Deadpool 3 will most likely take a long time to complete. Kevin Feige, the MCU's president, has stated that the film will not begin production until 2022, putting a release date in 2023. Lizzie Molyneux-Logelin and Wendy Molyneux, both Bob's Burgers writers, have already been attached as scribes. What will Deadpool do in the MCU exactly? Probably continue the job that fake Pietro began in WandaVision, breaking through the barrier between Marvel's X-Men and the rest of MCU. 9. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Disney Plus Special, Holiday Season 2022. How many Christmas lights can you put on Groot before he becomes a cranky adolescent? This might be the first time we receive an explanation for the MCU. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, written and directed by James Gunn, is neatly positioned between Thor: Love and Thunder and Guardians Volume 3. Will it reveal what happens to the protagonists in between those adventures, or will it simply provide an opportunity for Drax to misread holiday phrases? We can only expect Star-Lord to be a little grumpy, as it appears Gamora has broken away from the gang, leaving Quill with no one to kiss beneath the mistletoe. 10. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, February 17, 2023. The list is long and runs deep in the future too. However, regardless of when the films will be released in the future, it is still necessary to mention them. In a sizzle trailer advertising all things Phase 4, Marvel announced the Ant-Man 3 release date. And what can we expect from this film? What we do know is that Scott and Hope will continue to struggle when time-traveling Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors, appears. Because Kang is Nathaniel Richards, the father of Fantastic Four patriarch Reed Richards, this is crucial. As a result, we have one possible route for Marvel to introduce the space-traveling Richards family. The list is lengthy, and it would take us an eternity to get through it all. Let us wait with bated breath for these films. Sadly, that concludes today's video. Don't forget to like, share, comment on the video, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Adios. Hope to see you in the next video.